We had something ready to go subject to my approval. And they came in, and they came in about a half an hour before. They said, sir, we're about ready to go. How many people will be killed? In this case, Iranians. I said, how many people are going to be killed? Sir, I'd like to get back to you on that. Great people, these generals. They said, came back, said, sir, approximately 150. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was proportionate.
All right, President Trump confirming that we were just minutes away, 24 hours ago, we were minutes away from launching a strike on Iran. And well, some members of the media and the left, they seem kind of upset that the president called off the attack. Joining me right now is former Army intelligence and special operations soldier Brett Velikovich and attorney and Democratic strategist Aramesh. Good to have you both here.
Hey, good.
I want to start first with this dispute over where the drone was, right? Because you've got us, Americans, saying it was 21 miles off the coast of Iran. Iran, meanwhile, said, no. It was in our airspace. It was 8 miles off the coast of Iran. Do we have the U.S. map? See, this is the U.S. map, and you can see they're showing you where it was shot down, and they're saying it was 21 miles off in international airspace. Now, let's go to the map that the Iranians sent me. Here we go. No, that was not drawn by my 6.5-year-old. Anyway, this is their map, and they're saying, look where it is. It was right there, just 8 miles off the coast of Iran. So, Brett, you have a lot of expertise in these drones, and you say a drone like that actually would never be in Iranian airspace.
No, so let me tell you from experience, for somebody that's used the RQ-4 before, is that we would absolutely never fly that type of drone over Iranian territory. And for a couple of reasons. One, because tensions are so high, there'd be a direct order to the Air Force personnel to stay away from Iranian airspace and Iranian territory. And two, because it's not a stealth drone. It can easily be seen. I mean, look, we're not going to be able to look up in the air and see it, but any government that has a radar capability can see a drone like this because it's slow, it loiters, it orbits at speeds of probably 100 to 130 miles per hour. This particular drone flies a specific planned route. The Iranians were probably watching it for days. They would have known it's there, and it's easy to shoot down. It would be dumb of us to fly this drone in Iranian territory, so they're lying.
So I believe you, and I believe our government when they say it was not in Iranian airspace. So that gets me to my next question. Are they, the Iranians, trying to deliberately provoke the president? And if so, what's your assessment and analysis of his move to pull back and not actually strike them last night?
The most important thing to the Islamic Republic of Iran is regime survival. Now, they know the president is not going to send land forces. We're not going to invade. And they know strategic bombing is not going to decapitate the regime. Now, they will antagonize. They will aggravate. Some hardliners in Iran will even welcome strategic pinpoint or pinprick bombing. Now, what President Trump did last night. Now, I've been on your show a lot. I've been very vocal.
We don't always agree, but we might agree on this one.
Vocal, criticizing the president, especially on his national security, foreign policy, decision-making, and posturing. But last night, the president was presidential par excellence. He did two things. A, showed a lot of restraint, brought a lot of goodwill on the ground, saying it's not worth killing 150 people because they shot down a drone. Second, he also bought himself options. If they do this again, the president can say, I back down once, I'm not going to back down again.
See, and I think that's important for the international community, right? We don't want to look like we're just out there ready to attack without really having digested it all. So I hear you, Brett, and I know that you feel like, look, we need to retaliate for what happened. And we may. I mean, look, I'm a big believer in economic sanctions galore. Just keep squeezing them, right? Make sure that they have not a dime over there if they're going to continue behavior like that. And that's something you can do that is not so directly costly in terms of lives.
Right. I don't think also that it was worth the death of 150 people either. But at the same time, I think we look very weak by not conducting a military strike here. People do not seem to add the calculus that the Iranians only understand the concept of power and strength. And this plays
wait a second,
into
now they're
that
scared.
calculus.
Now they're scared. Now they're sitting there going, wait a second, he could still get me, right? Because we're going into a big weekend and anything could happen. And if I were them, I'd be terrified that it could still happen.
I don't believe they're scared, Trish, because to negotiate for them right now is to surrender. Okay, they don't want to negotiate right now. They want to fight. They want to fight it out. Okay, their pride is such
You know
that
why
they
they
will
want to
send
fight?
their people to their own
They want to
death.
fight because they know that if we somehow get into a war with Iran, that could very well spell the end of the Donald Trump presidency, because people aren't going to like it. And so they want that because they want a Democrat in there. Maybe they'd take Joe Biden so that they can get their precious little deal back. All right.
There are two separate entities here. You got the Islamic Republic in Iran, and then you got the Iranian people, one of the most pro-Western, American-friendly people on the ground. You've done a lot of coverage on Venezuela and on Iran. You know the regime is very different than the thugs.
I know. No, the people are
very different.
Yeah.
So by bombing them without any strategic goal at the end, we're losing goodwill.
Sure.
A. B. Mr. President, sure, pick something over there, but you don't have to hit civilians on the ground. There are a lot of soft and hard targets in the region that the president can pick and choose. Third, I've been reading all these Iranian newspapers all day. The IRGC is bragging. The hardliners are bragging. You know why? Because they want an attack, because they know an attack would rally the people around the flag. And they are most afraid of the president's gestures. I want to negotiate. You know who doesn't want to negotiate? Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme thug in charge. He's afraid of negotiating because the moment you open an embassy on the ground in Iran, the anti-Israeli, anti-American rhetoric and ideology goes out the door, and they lose all
IRGC
legitimacy.
has American blood.
Of course they do.
Okay,
Of course they
a study
do.
from 2003 to 2010 said that 603 American soldiers were killed because of the IRGC, and we have not done anything about this for years, and it's time we did something. And I do hope we see some action, and I think we should watch probably the next 48 to 72 hours.
So we have. That's not true. We have tit for tat, and I think there has to be a
How many
proportional
IRGC
response.
members have we killed?
There
They've
has
killed
to be.
603
We have detained
American soldiers.
We have detained. We have
Don't know if I get
interrogated.
it.
Not only that, we've been, with the help of Israelis, with the help of U.S. intel, been bombing the daylight out of RGC bases in
All right,
Syria.
I got to leave it there, but I
In
agree with
Syria.
you. If I were them, I'd be really scared right now. Certainly for the next 72 hours, anything could happen. Brett and Ari, good to have you guys here. Thank you very much. Coming up, accusations of anti-Semitism against far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.